Hi everybody, my name is Aaron Conaway. I'm KK4EHJ. I'm the EC for Lumpkin County, Georgia, and the ASEC for Digital Comms for the Georgia section for Aries, obviously. I want to talk about Winlink right now, especially beginning Winlink, getting into Winlink. We'll do a little introduction. We'll talk about what Winlink is, why we use Winlink, and then how to get the software installed and how to get an account created. So let's get going here. So what is Winlink? So it's email. It's an email system, and actually it's a little more than that. It's an email system in its own right, but it also has a path into the rest of the internet for a regular email. So you can send messages to other Winlink mailboxes, or you can send it to an internet-based mailbox, for example, like your Gmail account or whatever. It provides an option to use RF as the first hop, though. That's the real big differentiator here, is you do not require internet access to use Winlink. Now, if you're going to send a message to an internet address, obviously you need the internet, but you don't need to. You can actually send a message to another Winlink mailbox or directly to another user in Winlink, like computer to computer, and you don't need that at all. But the power there is the RF is the first hop. So if there is, well, we'll talk about this in a second. I was going to go into another topic. But let's talk about Winlink some more. So it originated as a maritime protocol. So you'll see a lot of references to maritime stuff. But there are servers and nodes around the world to provide access into the Winlink network. And it's worldwide. There are hundreds and hundreds of things in the United States for you to use in Winlink. There are hundreds and hundreds in Europe, all over the place. And you can reach them from anywhere in the earth as long as you have the right RF, right? So we talk about why do we use Winlink then if it's just email? Well, we talked a little bit about you don't need the internet and you can actually talk like laptop to laptop if you need to. But we use Winlink because we all know how to use email already. It's a mail client, basically. We've used it for a long, long time. Everyone's used email for decades and decades at this point. I actually had a presentation I had on this. I think it was an intermediate topic, and I brought this up. I said, everyone has email. When's the last time you didn't have email? And I think the last time I didn't have email was, 1993. So that was a long time ago. But I went around the room and asked, and people were like, oh, 1987, had dial-up, blah, blah, blah. I got to this one lady, I wish I could remember her call sign. She says, I think 1964. It's like, what? She actually worked for DARPA, who invented email, by the way, and she's had an email mailbox since then, so she's been using that a long time. Winlink, because it's email-based, I guess we can call it email-based, or email-like, it has a flexible message use. What does that mean? It means I can type a message, I can type sentences, and send you a message. I can put attachments on there. And I can actually use other things like forms, like it has embedded forms in it, and it's another advanced topic. We'll talk about that one later. But it has real flexible use. So there are lots of ways into the network. Like I said, you can connect via the internet to get to the Winlink network itself, or you can use your VHF, UHF radio to connect in, or even your HF radio, and that's really the power there. You can reach outside of an affected area. If there's a tornado that rolls through your town and it wipes out comms for the whole county, for example, you may have to reach out 40 miles to get outside the affected area from where you're operating. And so you may be able to get away with VHF packet, right, AX25 packet, or you may have to pull the HF rig out and hook it up and go way out. One story we had here is we had a tornado roll through one of the counties next to us, and they lost everything. They were at the EOC. Winds came through. It took the towers of the EOC down. There was no way to get out. 911 center had to be shipped off to an off-site location. The only way that they could get messages out was they dropped an HF link in, an HF radio in, hooked it up to Winlink, sent a message through. The story I tell and the story I remember in my head is he sent it through Ohio, but it may have been elsewhere. But basically used HF 40 meters or 80 meters to get to Ohio and send a Winlink message to the state to say, help, we are down and are in desperate need of help here. So The ability to reach outside the affected area is pretty amazing with Winlink. So how do we get started? So there's two pieces we need. We need to install a client and create an account. The client most people use is Winlink Express. And if we think about Winlink and look at the first three characters, what is that? Windows, yeah. The assumption here is you have a Windows machine, Windows laptop, right? I guess you can put it on your desktop. That'd be hard to be mobile as an Ares unit. Be deployed out with your 70-pound little tower. But anyway, so I've got a laptop here that I'm on. Most users have just cheap laptops and they're fine as long as it runs Windows. Now, there are ways to run it on not Windows. There are ways to run it on Raspberry Pi. We're not going to talk about that. That's an advanced topic. That's up to you, actually. I don't think I'll even give any instruction on that. But you see the URL here to download the Winlink program. When you click on that link, you'll get to a page that has like 5 or 6 different files to download. Just find the Winlink Express one. It's usually the one at the bottom. And you can download that, then run the thing, next, finish. We've done that 100 times. We know what to do there. And when you're done, you can actually start the Winlink Express program. And from there, that's where we'll actually create an account. So actually, let's flip over to this. See what we can do. Let's see. How do I do that here? Here we go. So this is my Winlink Express. When you fire it up for the first time, this window will pop up. So just focus on this window. Ignore all my emails back here. It's going to ask for your call sign, obviously. Your password, that is your Winlink password. So make sure you remember that. If you have a suffix, I don't think anyone really does. And, well, I'm sure there are, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Password recovery email. If something happens in your account, you need to recover the password. This is where they're going to send the email to help out with that. So make sure you have that. Let's see, don't worry about tactical addresses or auxiliaries. Put your grid square in because later we'll use it to figure out where we're at on the Earth and make predictions of how well you'll be able to reach different Winlink assets around the country and around the world. Key, don't worry about that. Ignore all this stuff. Put your name, your address, all that stuff in here. This side, this is just for paperwork purposes, basically. So they know who to contact. It's basically information on your account. And you click update. It may be okay in new user, but I think it's update. And once you do that, you're done. And that's all you got. Now you have the Winlink installed, you have it running, and you have an account created. So I guess the next one we'll start sending messages, and we'll go on from there. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.